The Greensboro Woolworths. Jim Schlosser knows it well.
This one you walked in, you had that smell of popcorn, and it was just a great old store.
He shopped here as a child and was a high school student in early 1960 when it looked like this.
It was just one of the busiest stores in downtown Greensboro.
Later, he'd spend more than 41 years as a reporter and columnist for the News and Record, and has since authored 2 books on Greensboro history.
The store was integrated except for that lunch counter. The blacks had a stand-up lunch counter, separate.
It was that gross hypocrisy, as Schlosser calls it, that riled these 4 men who were A&T University freshmen at the time. So on February 1st, the journey began for the Greensboro 4. After class, they left the A&T campus, started walking here along East Market Street, walked under this very railroad trestle, which many believe separated the white and black communities of Greensboro. The Woolworth's lunch counter would be a left turn about 3 or 4 blocks down. But a few hundred yards down East Market, the 4 stopped at a store that used to stand to the right of this building and spoke with the owner.
They came into his store, told them what they were going to do, and he was elated because he had been urging this action for years, telling black people they got to stand up.
That man was Ralph Johns.
And so Ralph told him, go buy some toothpaste and a comb and some other stuff, because that gives you a legitimacy. You're not in there just to cause trouble. You're in there as a customer. They were scared to death. They figured they'd be in jail that night.
But even though Johns told them he would bail them out of jail, they learned after meeting Woolworth's store manager Clarence Curly Harris, their fear was unfounded.
Woolworth nationally had a policy that no one would ever be arrested in one of their stores, not even for shoplifting. Curly even gone down to the police station to get the chief to say, well, send somebody up here and get them out of there. Don't arrest them, just get them out of there.
Right.
And he said, well, I don't know of any law that I can do that with. Right. I'll send somebody up and make sure water's kept, and he did that.
Curly Harris was in a tough spot.
And Curly was like most downtown businessmen then. They were scared to death of integration. If they believed if they integrated, all their white customers wouldn't come around anymore.
So with the store manager at an impasse, the 4 sat and walked out. This picture, snapped moments later, involved another behind-the-scenes person who made history. You see, the Greensboro Record newspaper didn't send photographer Jack Mobies to the Woolworths until after Harris had closed the store for the day.
He got word that they were going to let the 4 out on the Sycamore Street side. Now February wasn't place. And so he got there and got the only picture of them coming out of the store.
On the first day?
First day.
In fact, it turned out to be the only image of the Greensboro 4 that day. Mobies took this picture featuring 2 of the original 4 sitting at the counter the next day. But Schlosser says no one influenced the outcome quite like the Greensboro 4 themselves.
There are people that could have gotten mad and started saying, wait a minute, I'm an American and I deserve this, and screaming and hollering. They kept their cool and went about it in a way where you couldn't, if you were a white person, you couldn't say, well, they're down there causing a ruckus. This was important because it started a movement.